How about it, Yasharal? You got your ears on? Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. I pray you're well. When I was growing up, we always, all of us had two-way radios, like a CB in our trucks and dump trucks. They look like a CB. If you don't know the difference, looking at it, you would say it was a CB. But it's a private, um, it operates on private channels. So we could speak and communicate with one another and never have interference from truck drivers and so on and so forth. And a popular thing between the chiefs that the chiefs would say, you know, yelling at us younger guys, they would say, "How about it, Dottie? Do you have your ears on? Is your ears on today, this morning?" Because a lot of times someone, a younger guy might be riding along with the radio up and people would be yelling at him on the radio trying to get his attention, and he might not ever hear them yelling. Like if they're heading somewhere and he needs to take a left, he might not hear them yelling and just keep on driving. It happened. I've seen it happen so many times. That guy drive 300 miles in the wrong direction, and us chasing him, trying to chase him because he's got our $50,000 dump truck. And there was this truck driver that my cousin had, and his name was Dwayne, and they would ride him so hard. If you're from the South, you probably know what I mean when I say they drove him. Like they stuck the steering wheel on his back and would drive him crazy. And he was a few cards shy for sure, and he would forget to turn his radio on. So when they were, trying to get his attention to talk to him, he would miss out, and they would get so frustrated. And so they would say, "How about it, Dwayne? Do you got your ears on this morning?" Do you have your ears on, Yasharal? You know when it says, "He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says," in the scripture? Does that mean that some of us have spiritual ears and others don't? Maybe. Or is it meaning put your ears on? He who has an ear. If you have an ear, it probably means that you are a lover of the truth, a truth seeker, and you love the Most High, and you are like a Berean. When the word comes to you, after you've waited, and just been eager to get a hold of that word so you can rightly divide it and gain whatever knowledge the Most High, Abba Yahuwah, wants you to gain from it, your ears are on. Those people who don't even want to talk about anything in Scripture unless it's prosperity, unless they're talking about speaking wealth into existence, proclaiming that they're going to have hit the jackpot or something. But when truth comes out, they turn their ears off. Their ears are not on. They don't have an ear to hear. And I'm sure that those who could have turned their ears on, but willfully chose to turn theirs off and deny the Ruach HaKodesh, the set-apart spirit, the spirit of truth. They denied it, and they didn't want to hear the truth. I can't see there being any sympathy for them people. That must be why that sin is the only that can't be forgiven. The blaspheming of the Holy Spirit, the set-apart Spirit. That has to be why, because if the Spirit brings you truth that can save your life, that can help you, and you deliberately deny it, and you say no, you put your fingers in your ears like a little 3-year-old and say, no, I don't want to hear that right now. I ain't got time for that. Whatever the Spirit was trying to save you from, when it happens to you, there's no forgiveness. I get that now. So, turn your ears on and don't shut them off. Make sure you have your power on. You don't want to miss out on any truth that the Most High wants to share with you. When he shared with me this truth about Philo Farnsworth, the guy who invented the television, it helped me a lot back then. It says I made this, 3 months ago? It sure seems a lot longer than that. Sure does. But 3 months ago, when he shared this with me and I made this video, it didn't seem like there was a lot to be gained from it. But now, if your ears are on and you'll hear what I'm about to tell you, this information is so vital for what those of us who love truth. The strong delusion is not for us. We can use this information I'm about to share with you, that he has shared with me, and thank him for doing so. That's why we give him all praise, all honor, all glory, and all esteem to Abba Yahuwah, our wonderful Creator, and to his Son, Yahusha, Messiah. He showed me who the creator of the television was, and how it was used by the beast, and it is used by the beast, and it is the image of the beast. And there's so many people who don't know this and who refuse to know that that is what it is. It says that it was given to him to give spirit and life to the image, so that it may speak and causes anyone that would not worship the beast to be killed, as many to be killed, right? A lot of people are waiting for some statue to be erected in the third temple in Jerusalem, and that it's going to start speaking, and never one time realizing that it's the screen in your bedroom, in your living room, in front of your couch, that your children are stuck to all day, that your husband watches his football and whatever, and you have your, drama shows and your life channel, chick flicks where you cry and you're happy and all these things. The commercials are what is the main weapon that's used against us. as the advertisement. But all of it can be all equated to a weapon. It's weaponized, and there ain't nothing about it that's good. These screens that we have in our hands, like this one here that I have, I can use it for good. I can esteem Abba's name to the four corners of the earth with this thing. But if I lose control and I don't keep full 100% control over it, it can be used as a weapon against me. So how important is it for us to know what the image is? This guy right here, Philo Farnsworth. Let's check him out. Philo Farnsworth. Let's read a little bit about this guy. Philo Taylor Farnsworth, August 19th, 1906 to March 11th, 1971. 10 years before I was born, he passed away. Philo, excuse me. Philo was an American inventor and television pioneer. He made many crucial contributions to the early development of all electronic television. He is best known for his 1927 invention of the first fully functional all-electronic image pickup device. An image pickup device. A video camera tube. The image dissector. The image dissector. Let's see what it is. An image dissector, also called a dissector tube, is a video camera tube in which don't know what that means or how to say it, emissions create an electron image. Electron image. Does this sound familiar? Which is then scanned to produce an electrical signal representing the visual image. The term may apply specifically to a dissector tube employing magnetic fields to keep the electron image in focus, and an electron multiplier to scan the electrons. Dissectors were used only briefly in television systems before being replaced by the much more sensitive iconoscope during the 1930s. And there it is, a Farnsworth image dissector tube. Okay. History. In April 1925, German professor Max Diekmann and his student Rudolf Hell, wow, that's a nice name, applied for a patent for a device named, whoa, no way will I try that. Here. This name right here. Nope. No, I'm not going to try that one. They applied for a patent for their device, named that right there. A photoelectric image dissector tube for television. A patent was issued in October 27, and their experiments were announced in the magazines Discovery and Popular Radio, but they failed to reduce it to practice. In 1951, Hell claimed that he made a tube but could not get it to function, since at the time there was an insufficient knowledge of electron optics, the manipulation of an electron beam by electric or magnetic fields. American television pioneer Philo T. Farnsworth invented the first functional image dissector in 1927, the same year. These people, do you think that German guy was in America? Them two German guys, Hell and Max Diekmann, were in America, or were they in Germany on the other side of the plane from Philo? But the same year they had the same idea. They were getting the same visions. On September 7th of that year, the image dissector successfully transmitted its first image, a simple straight line, at Farnsworth Laboratory at 202 Green Street in San Francisco. Why'd they have to tell us that street address? That's kind of odd. By September 3rd, 1928, Farnsworth had developed a system sufficiently he developed a system sufficiently to hold a demonstration for the press, for the first such successful demonstration of a fully electronic television system. In 1929, Farnsworth eliminated a motor generator from the system, so it then had no mechanical parts. Further developments that year included improvements in image clarity and an increase in the number of lines of resolution, such that it exceeded that of the mechanical television systems. Also in 29, Farnsworth transmitted the first live human images with his system, including a 3.5-inch image of his wife, Elma, Pem, with her eyes closed, possibly due to the bright lighting required. Since the electrons emitted with an image dissector are collected by the electron multiplier or anode only during the very brief time an area of the electron image is exposed, the bulk of the electrons are lost. Thus, the earliest image dissectors were very inefficient, and extremely bright illumination was required for it to be used effectively. Farnsworth addressed this problem with the invention of an electron multiplier, not to be confused with contemporary electron multipliers, a device that increased the number of electrons in a circuit by generating secondary emissions of electrons from a pair of opposed surfaces, thus amplifying the electrical signal. So these things have emissions inside of them. Kind of sounds like a spirit. It was given a spirit. Let's go switch over to the scripture real quick and see what it says. Revelation chapter 13. Let's see. I was checking out all the different translations, and you would not believe how damaging the NLT and the New King James and the Amplified, how damaging they can be, how threatening, how detrimental they can be by reading their translations. So it says, let's see. And there was given to him to give spirit to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast. And he causes all, both small and great. See? And he does great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from the heaven on the earth before men. And he leads astray those dwelling on the earth because of those signs which he was given to do before the beast, saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded. See, that's why he needed the image. The beast, the dragon, needed this image to cause the world to worship the dragon, Satan, and to believe their lies about being able to bring fire down from heaven and all these things that they do. In order for you to believe that there's a crown cobra vampire one-niner, and that they use it to cause you to believe that you need to roll up your sleeve and get a Maxine to be jabbed with this concoction that's the attempt to mix iron and clay. Without the television, none of this happens. None of what we're going through is happening. It is, in fact, the image of the beast. Prove me wrong, but you can't and you won't. So, that is why it's important that we talk about this. That's why you need to have your ears on and understand. Look, it says, here is the wisdom. He who has understanding, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And you know what his number is. It's the number of a specific man, not mankind, or just any old man. Could it be Mr. Gates? And I've told you how all this delta is a door. Grand Junction, it's a union. A door is a union. Delta is a union. The six-pointed star is the union of male and female, evil and good. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And what's Bill's last name? William Henry Gates. Gate, door, union. It's all the same thing. Gates of hell. Look, it says, here is the wisdom. He who has understanding. Understanding. That's what I'm always talking about. He who has humility to even want to calculate the number of this beast. The number of a man. What he wrote was not 666. He wrote 3 Greek letters that spell Jesus, Iesus. People who do not want to draw the connections to the Jesus that we've been taught and prescribed. Scribes, yeah. But it's so important that we know that that was the 3 letters for the false Messiah, Iesus. The 3 letters needed to spell Jesus without the J, Iesus. Because what he does, why it's so important that we understand that that's who this is, because it is by his false, lawless teaching that the beast has operated under. That has been their whole poster, their whole objective, their doctrine. The doctrine of demons is that the Messiah is God, this triune, Trinity, whatever. He came in the flesh and died for our sins and nailed the law, the Torah, to the cross, and that you no longer have to think about Torah because it's a curse, and you put yourself under a curse. You see how detrimental his idea, and it's a false one. There's no real Jesus. There's a real Messiah, Yahusha, that's in the scriptures, but he has nothing to do with this fake idea that they want to pound into your head. That is this 666 right here, which is the Star of David, the deltas, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Yes, it is. And then if we don't understand that that's who that is, that we are not to even touch it, to go near his name, to be calling on the name of someone that is, his name is blasphemy. The name Jesus is blasphemy. Yes, it is. Prove me wrong. If you can't prove me wrong, then look into it to see if what I'm saying is true, if it's right. But if you say I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. But you won't, because you can't. That's why another way you can tell that it's talking about him is because it goes right to the next chapter and starts talking about the Lamb. And I looked and saw a lamb standing on Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written upon their foreheads. And see, I want to show you how these translations, different ones, are detrimental. Look how the NLT says, "Then I saw the Lamb standing on Mount Zion with the 144 who had his name and his Father's name written on their foreheads." See, they want you to exalt his name too, which it is to be exalted. But the true scriptures, the KJV, don't say that either. Look. The KJV says having his Father's name written in their foreheads. It doesn't say that it has his name and his Father's name. So when you look at, let's look at this this scripture I got saved here, where he sets himself up and exalts himself. Is this it? No. It's somewhere. I thought I had it saved, but you know, when it talks about the man of lawlessness who sets himself up, let's see if I can find that. Man, son of destruction. Son of destruction, right there. See, it heard me. Right there, the falling away. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come first, and the man of lawlessness is to be revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as the Most High in the dwelling place of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Okay, who opposes. He says, the idea of him says that the Torah that the Most High is all about was a curse, and it's to be done away with. It has been fulfilled at no more. He opposes and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High. All these people, they worship him. They worship him as the Father. That's why it says the son of destruction. The son of destruction. So that he sits as the Most High in the dwelling place of the Most High. Where does it say that Jesus is, he's inside of you, right? You have to, I know this because I grew up in Christian churches. And that all my life I was told, you have to accept him as your Lord and Savior and let him into your heart and, you know, whatever. Yes, the Messiah, we are to esteem him and to hold fast to the belief in him and and what he done, and that the Messiah asked Peter, he said, "Who do you say that I am?" And he said, "The Son of the Most High." And he said, "On this rock I will build my assembly. If he was the Father, if he was Yahuwah, he would have said, "Who do you say that I am?" And when he said the Son, he would have said, "No," because he's not the author of confusion, Yahuwah. He would have told us right there. He didn't. He said, "On this rock I will build my assembly." He is the Son of the Most High. He doesn't want to be worshipped like the Most High, or to show himself that he is the Most High. Do you see that? There's no one else that's been considered to be the Most High except for Jesus Christ. That's it. No one else. No one has opposed him but him. No one has been the man of lawlessness. No one has brought about more lawlessness. No one can even come close than other than the son of destruction. Lawlessness, the opposite of Torah, leads to destruction, to death. Torah is life and freedom. That's why he's referred to as the son of destruction. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come first, and the man of lawlessness is to be revealed, the son of destruction. They go hand in hand. Christianity, the falling away, not Christians, Christianity, the doctrine. There are good ones, I'm sure, that are just being deceived and blind. But the excuse of ignorance can only go on so long. If you're an adult and you have a Bible in your hand, you have no excuse. You've got the word of the living Creator, Yahuwah, in your hands. And you can, if you love truth, find out all the same stuff yourself. But you have to love the truth. If you don't love the truth, you're going to get a strong delusion. If you're delusional, you're probably doing some things that you shouldn't be doing, and you're probably going to roll up your sleeve, and your name probably wasn't even written in the Lamb's Book of Life anyways. So, but if your name is in that book, and you do love truth, come and at least look into this. If you do not already, if you have not been showed by the Spirit of truth that the lawless, man of lawlessness is JC, and that the falling away is Christianity, come look into this. For the secret of lawlessness is already at work, only until he who now restrains comes out of the midst. And then the lawless one shall be revealed, whom the master shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What's the spirit of what comes out of his mouth? The word, like a two-edged sword. The spirit of that, the word, he will consume. Is he going to consume a man? No, he's going to consume the whole idea of the lawless one, and bring to naught with the manifestation of his coming. The coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, with all power and signs and wonders of falsehood. See? It's according to the working of Satan, and with all deceit of unrighteousness in those perishing, because they did not receive the love of the truth, in order for them to be saved. For this reason the Most High sends them a working of delusion, for them to believe the falsehood, in order that all should be judged who did not believe the truth, but have delighted in the unrighteousness. But we ought to give thanks to the Most High always for you, brothers, anyone, truth seekers, for anybody who has chose to be saved, or chose to love the truth, that the Master, Yahuwah, from the beginning chose you to be saved and set apartness of spirit and belief in the truth, unto which he called you by our good news for the obtaining of the esteem of our Master Yahushua Messiah. Stand fast and hold the traditions which you were taught, whether by word or by letter. And our Master Yahushua Messiah himself, and our Most High Creator, Abba Yahuwah, who has loved us and given us everlasting encouragement and good expectation through favor, encourage your hearts and establish you in every good work, word, and work. Hallelujah. So yes, it's important that we know what the image is, because you got one in your hand, in your bedroom, in your living room, and it doesn't say all those who have it, it says all those who worship it. That's what it says. Just don't worship that thing. Keep control over it. And this guy here, he had images, visions about the image, and it was supernatural. Let's see if we can read a little bit of that. Farnsworth Television Radio Corporation from 38 to 51 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. In later life, Farnsworth invented a small nuclear fusion device, the Farnsworth-Hirsch fuser, employing inertial electrostatic confinement. It was not a practical device for generating nuclear power, though it provides a viable source of neutrons. The design of this device has been the inspiration for other fusion approaches, including the Polywell reactor concept. Farnsworth held 300 patents, mostly in radio and television. Let's see. Let's read this here. Pause for a second. Okay, so you know how I've said that this guy had visions of the image creation that he created, the image pickup device here. This guy, he was probably inspired by supernatural something or another that caused him to know how to make this, but the beast got a hold of it. RCA came in, and you probably can guess who they were owned by and how it was ran. They came in and stole his technology pretty much, and we'll probably read that here. Okay, in 1906, he was born on August 19th, 1906, and he died on March 11th, 1971. Philo was an American inventor and television pioneer. He made many crucial contributions to the early development. Okay, we just read all that. Let's see, we were going to his early life right here. Farnsworth, we just read, was born in 1906. He was the oldest of 5 children of Louis Edwin Farnsworth and Serena Amanda Bastian, a Latter-day Saint couple living in a small cabin built by Louis's father near Beaver, Utah in 1918. I was born in 81. The family moved to a relative's 240-acre ranch near Rigby, Idaho, where his father supplemented his farming income by hauling freight with his horse-drawn wagon. Philo was excited to find that his new home was wired for electricity with a Delco generator, providing power for lighting and farm machinery. Let's see if we see some Delta in here. Would you be surprised? I would not be surprised. Not one bit. No, I would not be surprised. With a Delco generator providing power for lighting and farm machinery. He was a quick student in mechanical and electrical technology, repairing the troublesome generator. He found a burned-out electric motor among some items discarded by the previous tenants and rewound the armature, whatever. He converted his mother's hand-powered washing machine into an electric-powered one. Wow. He developed an early interest in electronics. So you can kind of see how this guy, he was born for this. And the Most High, he probably, he destined this guy to do this probably, because everything's done for the good, the good pleasure of the Most High. That's why all this is done. This whole life, it's all a test, and it's all for the good pleasure of Abba Yahuwah. So we're just along for the ride. He developed an early interest in electronics after his first telephone conversation with a distant relative, and he discovered a large cache of technology magazines in the attic of their new home. He won 25 in a pulp magazine contest for inventing a magnetized car lock. I bet that $25 lasted a long time. He was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Farnsworth excelled in chemistry and physics at Rigby High School. He asked science teacher Justin Tolman for advice about an electronic television system that he was contemplating. He provided the teacher with sketches and diagrams covering several blackboards to show how it might be accomplished electronically, and Tolman encouraged him to develop his ideas. One of the drawings that he did on a blackboard for his chemistry teacher was recalled and reproduced for a patent interference case between Farnsworth and RCA. See, they tried to steal this. And you know what's really odd and really funny? Was I had never heard of this guy, Farnsworth. When I made this video 3 or 4 months ago, I had never heard of him, didn't know nothing about him. Here about a week ago, I woke up, and when I looked at the television, the History Channel was on with a show named The Machines That Made America, and the episode was about Philo Farnsworth. Kid you not. And it was all exactly what I'm talking about RCA coming in, licking their chops, trying to get to him and his device, and him having visions of what the device would do. And through the whole thing, you can see Satan kind of smiling and mocking us and letting us know what he did with this whole thing and how he's used it against us. And most of us are so captive to it that we ain't never getting out. I know I am, though. But coincidentally, in 1923, the family moved to Provo, Utah, and Farnsworth attended Brigham Young High School that fall. I never knew it was a high school. I knew there was a college, Brigham Young, but his father died of pneumonia in January of 24 at age 58, and Farnsworth assumed responsibility for sustaining the family while finishing high school. After graduating BYHS in June 24, he applied to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Been to that town a few times, wouldn't recommend it. Where he earned the nation's second highest score on Academy recruiting test. However, he was already thinking ahead to his television projects. He learned that the government would own its patents if he stayed in the military. It was a wise decision. So he obtained an honorable discharge within months of joining, under a provision in which the eldest child in a fatherless family could be excused from military service to provide for his family. He returned to Provo and enrolled at Brigham Young University, but he was not allowed by the faculty to attend their advanced science classes based upon policy considerations. He attended anyway and made use of the university's research labs, and he earned a junior radio Tricon, whatever, certification from the National Radio Institute, and full certificate, I can't say that word for some reason, certification in 1925. I apologize, folks. While attending college, he met Provo High School student Alma Pem Gardner, February 25, 1908, and she passed April 27, 2006. Wow, she was 98 years old, whom he eventually married. Farnsworth worked while his sister Agnes took charge of the family home and second-floor boarding house, with the help of a cousin living with the family. The Farnsworths later moved into a half of a duplex, with family, friends, and gardeners moving into the other side when it became vacant. He developed a close friendship with Pem's brother Cliff Gardner, who shared his interest in electronics, and the two moved to Salt Lake City to start a radio repair business. The business failed, and Gardner returned to Provo. Farnsworth remained in Salt Lake City and became acquainted with Leslie Gorell and George Everson, a pair of San Francisco philanthropists who were then conducting a Salt Lake City community chest fundraising campaign. They agreed to fund his early television research with an initial $6,000 in backing, and set up a laboratory in Los Angeles for Farnsworth to carry out his experiments. Yeah, it really didn't say where he got the idea. Let's see. Legacy. Fort Wayne factory raising residents history. Let me see. Legacy. Look, it says in 1996 in a 1996 videotaped interview by the Academy Television Arts and Sciences, Elma, which would have been his wife, recounts Philo's change of heart about the value of television after seeing how it showed man walking on the moon in real time to millions of viewers. The image dissector was used to send shots back from the moon to Earth. Right, Elma Farnsworth? Interviewer, what did Phil think of that? Elma Farnsworth, we were watching it, and when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, Phil turned to me and said, Pim, this has made it all worthwhile. Before then, he wasn't too sure. See, he was a sucker just like I would have been too if I would have watched that. And I would have believed that they didn't have cell phones. How would they have real-time footage of Mr. Armstrong stepping out onto the moon out of their little tinfoil ride? That's why it is the image of the beast, because it's been used to do so much to society. It's molded and shaped society. We were raised by televisions. Yes, we were. Somewhere in here I don't remember which article it was, but it said that he admitted to having visions about the TV. I would like to find that here for you. On September 5th, 1981, a plaque honoring Farnsworth as the genius of Green Street was placed on the 202 Green Street location. See how I said that earlier? I wonder why it gave us the street address and the year I was born right there. I'm gonna click on this just one time, see what happens. Street view. There's 150. No, where's 202? It's a pretty nice looking building. Let's go down Green Street here. Where's 202? Must have been up there on the corner though, huh? That looks more like it. Yeah, but in old San Francisco where the crown of pride rests on the valleys fat with wine. Yeah. What's all this? Oh, I could go back out of there. Okay. The Letterman Digital Arts Center. Yeah, I don't see long period of time, 81. You know I gotta click on that for sure to see what that is. Retrieved September 5th, 2018, 81. The Emmy Awards, and I call my daughter Emmy. Her name's Emma, named after my grandma, Emma. And I call her Emmer Toot, all the time. What's this say? In the season 2 episode of Aaron Sorkin's television comedy Sports Night, Cliff Gardner, season 2 episode 3 originally aired October 19th of 99, William H. Macy's character Sam delivers an extended monologue recounting Farnsworth's invention of television and the assistance provided to him by Cliff Gardner. Wow, that is loud. That's not a normal airplane, folks. That was huge, whatever that was. All the president's heads was revealed to have descended from him. Farnsworth and the introduction of television are significant plot elements in Carter Beats the Devil, a novel by Glenn David Gould, published in '01 by Hyperion. 2001, I was 20 years old. Just turned 20. 19 years later, we got Cobra Vampire 19. Yep. And right around that '01, we had the 911 with 19 hijackers and 19 box cutters. Yes, we did. It's all connected, people. I sure would like to know about this book, though. Let's see. Let's check into that. This is the guy. Is an American novelist, memorist, and screenwriter known for his best-selling novels exploring the role of entertainment in popular culture in historical America. He has also published a critically acclaimed memoir and worked extensively in a broad range of media, including comics, television, and podcasting. Graphic novels. He and other architects of the Marvel Universe. He's known for the works of Jack Kirby and other architects of the Marvel Universe. They marveled at the image of the beast. This guy was born in Corona del Mar. You can't make this stuff up, people. You really can't. Notable works. Carter Beats the Devil. Let's see what that's about. The Devil, a novel, is a historical mystery thriller novel by Glenn David Gould centered on the American stage magician Charles Joseph Carter. Published by Hyperion Books. It was published in '01. Summary. In the 1920s was a golden age for stage magic, and Charles Carter is an American stage magician at the height of his fame and powers. At the climax of his latest touring stage show, Carter invites U.S. President Warren G. Harding onto stage to take part in his act. In front of an amazed audience, Carter proceeds to chop the president into pieces, cut off his head, and feed him to a lion. Oh gosh. Before restoring him to health. Do you see how all this stuff intertwines with me? It's interlaced with everything I do. The show is a great success, but 2 hours later, the president is dead, and Carter finds himself the center of some very unwelcome attention indeed. The plot. This novel is a fictionalized biography of Charles Joseph Carter, the main character. Carter is followed through his career from his first encounter with magic to his last performance. Along the way, he encounters many historical figures, including fellow magicians, Houdini, Howard Thurston, U.S. President Warren G. Harding, BMW founder Max Fritz, the Marx Brothers, Francis Marion Borax Smith, then inventor of electronic television Philo Farnsworth, and San Franciscan Madams Tessie Wall and Jesse Heyman. Most of the novel centers on the mysterious death of President Harding, who died shortly after taking part in Carter's stage show. President Harding apparently knew of many serious scandals that seemed likely to bring down the establishment, and it seemed certain that he was assassinated by persons and methods unknown. Much of Carter's past is shown in the form of flashbacks as U.S. Secret Service agent Griffin investigates the magician as a suspect. The flashbacks chart Carter's early career, including his first encounter with a magic trick shown to him by the tallest man alive, Joe Sullivan, also an actual, if obscure, historical figure in a fairground sideshow. His first paid performance for Borax Smith, his rivalry with the magician Mysterioso, his first meeting with Harry Houdini, who bestows the title Carter the Great on him, and Carter's marriage to Sarah Annabelle. Unbeknownst to Agent Griffin, President Harding passed a great secret to Carter. A young inventor named Philo Farnsworth has a new invention called television. Television is wanted by both the radio industry and the military, and they are hunting Carter to get it. Carter must draw on all his magic to escape kidnapping and death as he seeks out the inventor. Along the way, Carter meets a young blind woman with a mysterious past and encounters a deadly rival. Finally, in a magic show to end all magic shows, Carter must truly beat the devil if he is to save Farnsworth and his magical invention. Wow. Magical invention. Major themes. The major theme of Carter Beats the Devil is one of the seemingly impossible escapes. This theme runs from Carter's first glimpse of magic as a child when he is imprisoned in the cellar of his parents' house to the final, most impossible, death-defying escape, of all which he reveals only to Agent Griffin at the end of the story. Another theme is the way different things inspire wonder, from early encounters with the world's tallest man and the world's richest man to the modern marvel of television and a really fast motorcycle. The book explores the sense of wonder experienced by both Carter and his audience. So the richest man could be Solomon. Tallest man, I don't know, Goliath maybe, or Gilgamesh. Yet another more subtle and underlying theme is that of achievements being made in secret. Carter's greatest trick is performed to the knowledge of only a few close people. Allusions and references. Magic acts of the period. In the afterword, Glenn David Gold credits the writings of Neville Maskelyne, David Devant, Robert Houdin or something, not F.B. Nightingale, Augustus Rapp, T. Nelson Downs, James Randi, Harry Keller, Ottawa Hayes, Ricky J., and Walter Gibson. Curious Punishments. Frisco cricket. I don't know about this book here. This is quite the book, isn't it? So it says that this president did die on the date that it was said to have happened in the book. Right here, let's see, where did I see that? The central plot revolves around the apparent murder of U.S. President Warren G. Harding. In fact, President Harding did die on the date given in the book. In a San Francisco hotel, however, I guess this was written way after, I'm sorry. It was written way after the fact, But he used the same date. Let's see what this guy was, who this president. He was born in 1865 and died on August 2nd, 1923. He was the 29th president, serving from 1921 until his death in 23. He was Republican. I don't think I ever heard of this president. Woodrow Wilson preceded him. He was succeeded by Calvin Coolidge. So back out of that book there. I never seen in this article where he had visions. No. Alright, we're still on this guy's Wikipedia. But as far as Philo, so in 1923, when that president passed away, Philo moved back to Provo, Utah. His father died of pneumonia at the age of 58. That was young. He wasn't very old, was he? So look at this statue of him in San Francisco. Let's go check that out. That looks like that author, kind of. Wonder what it says. Well, there it is. See that thing? There's your image of the beast. And this guy, if he would have known, I don't think he would have even made it if he would have had a clue. Farnsworth's Green Street Lab. In a simple laboratory on this site, 202 Green Street, Philo Taylor Farnsworth, U.S. pioneer in electronics, invented and patented the first operational all-electronic television system on September 7th, 1927. The 21-year-old inventor, 21, and several dedicated assistants successfully transmitted the first all-electronic television image. The major breakthrough that brought the practical form of this invention to mankind. Further patents formulated here covered the basic concepts essential to modern television. The genius of Green Street as he was known, died in 71. What's this? California Registered Historical Landmark number 941, which 9 plus 1 is 10, so 1-4. Plaque placed by the State Department of Parks and Recreation in cooperation with the Philo T. Farnsworth Foundation, was put there in 1981. Yep. And what's this up here on this bear? B plus an S in 2012, 420. All the presidents' heads were about. Episode 23. In the 6th season. I think there's a trailer for it. What's this? Zoich. Pronounce, I don't know. Guess you can't. Well, maybe. What episode was it? Episode 6. Or no, episode 23 in season 6. No, list of episodes. Episode 23. We gotta just watch just a taste of it, and then I'll let you guys go. Promise. And am I right when I see that the episode, that season 6 was in 2017? All this stuff started in 2017. Episodes. Let's see. Episodes 23. That's right. Episode what? According to this, there is no episode 23. Season 6 we gotta go to. What? Overall. Okay, I see. 23, all presidents' heads. Let's see what happens. We'll see if we can just catch a piece of it somehow. How do we do it? Well, we're gonna have to go out of here, aren't we? Let's see. Futurama. 6, episode 23. Here we go, people, here we go. I'm not condoning this. Do not try this at home, y'all. All the presidents had, so let's just check it out real quick.
Everyone, remember when you asked to see my family tree?
No.
Ta-da! This is my ancestor Philo Farnsworth, inventor of television and, as a bonus, childhood obesity. And here's Dean Farnsworth, developer of the Farnsworth test for color blindness. Where is he, blast it? And just recently, I learned of a modern-day Farnsworth who invented the anti-senility truss.
That's you, Professor.
Ah, yes, the Farnsworths boast a proud and distinguished lineage. No wormy fruit on this tree.
What about Fry? Isn't he your distant uncle?
Very distant. Not a true Farnsworth, mind you. He's way over here on this filthy branch riddled with fungus and dung beetles. What's with the 17 dung beetles?
Well, it's 6 o'clock. I guess we'll have to deliver that human heart tomorrow. Good work, people.
Woohoo! Time to go clubbing. Baby seals, here I come.
Guess I better head over to my night job.
You have a night job?
Yep, it's exhausting, but I need the extra money to buy coffee so I can stay awake for my night job.
But...
Gotta go.
You've got a surprising amount of algae in your beard, Mr. President. Just sit still and let the algae eater do its work.
Oh, ow, oh, lay off my trademark mole.
Hi, Lars.
Fry.
Whatever. I'm heading out to my night job. Remember, no loud noise, no head bowling, and no parties, or it'll be your ass in a jar.
I want to go to that museum. Man, this place is a snooze. Hey, Fry, I challenge President Taft here to a pie-eating contest.
You're on, Skinny.
Sorry, guys, you know the rules. No fun allowed.
Come on, you pansy. I'm thirsty. I want me some Tennessee Looby juice.
No thanks. But I do want to leave you with this, what I made in that video. I'm gonna play just a section of it and see what you think. How the Most High works. And that's when we don't,
So it's the oldest religion.
we don't even realize it sometimes. Here's the endurance. And they see nothing wrong with all that stuff the way we do. Graphic movies and television, and they see nothing wrong with all that stuff. We're almost there. Here we go. Scale, and it's more than likely being done through deception. Yeah, you know, these people like to listen to their rap videos and watch graphic movies and television, and they see nothing wrong with all that stuff the way we do, but they don't think of it as bowing down and worshiping Satan at his feet. No. But are they not? Wouldn't that be what they're doing when they are glued to the television or to a Xbox, and they believe pretty much everything it says, and their character and their demeanor and their nature, their attitude is shaped and molded by the television, by
the things that are of Satan. It's Satan worship. And they worshiped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to fight with him?" And he was given a mouth, speaking great matters and blasphemies. And he was given authority to do so for 42 months. So, the first beast had that deadly head wound. And it says he went on for 42 months, and he opened his mouth and blasphemies against Yahuwah, to blaspheme his name and his tent and those dwelling in heaven. And it was given him to fight with the set apart ones and to overcome them. And authority was given to him over every tribe and tongue and nation, and all those dwelling on the earth whose names have not, remember that, have not been written in the book of life of the slain Lamb from the foundation of the world shall worship him. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who brings into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword has to be killed with the sword. Notice how in like the KJV, it says those, or he who goes into captivity shall go into captivity. He who is killed by the sword shall be killed by the sword. It doesn't even make sense, but this, here in the scriptures, it lets you know basically what that really said. Here's the endurance and the belief of the set-apart ones. And I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And remember, that was a head wound. And he does great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from the heaven and on the earth before men. And he leads astray those dwelling on the earth because of those signs which he was given to do before the beast, saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword yet lived. And there was given to him to give spirit to the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast. And he causes all, both small and great, and rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark upon their right hand and upon their foreheads, and that no one shall be able to buy or sell. Okay, we'll skip that for now. So, while I was thinking about the image being the television, I thought about who has brought forth the television, who has, and it has to be a beast. It can't be Philo, he was just one man, but who did I mention that he is a part of, who he is a member of, right? And do they not pretty much control the whole world? Yeah, they have other, branches like the club that starts with a J, that is the Order of JC. You know what I'm talking about, for those of y'all who don't know. And maybe if you private message me or comment, in the comment section below.
So you see how even back then, the Most High, through his Ruach, led me to such a great revelation, a truth that is much needed. We need to understand that the televisions, the screens that we have, is in fact the image of the beast. I would like to know what it means, though, when it says they made an image to the, let's see, where did that go? Saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword. Let's just type that in one time in Google and see what happens. Image to the Knights Templar. Let's see what happens. Maybe they were the first ones to have had it. They were involved in the Crusades. Free Knights Templar images. Let's just read their Wikipedia right here. See, it was the poor fellow soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon. That's what the Freemasonry is all about. That's how you know the first and the second beast. Founded in 1119, really. Type Catholic military order. See? Yeah, I don't see an early form of banking. Yeah. Let's see if I can just type in this. Knights Templar. Television. Invention of the television. Of television. Let's see